In recent years, the brutal realities faced by Black African slaves have come to light. We now know the horrors endured by Black men who were dehumanized and forced into grueling labor, often punished with mutilation when they resisted. For Black women, the nightmare was compounded by sexual abuse and the horrific expectation of serving as breeding machines. But amid these tragic stories, one group is often overlooked: Black children. Their suffering is rarely detailed in history books, yet their experiences reveal some of the most heart-wrenching aspects of slavery. In this video, we'll uncover the painful reality faced by enslaved Black children, a story of deprivation, cruelty, and stolen childhoods. Slave children received meager rations compared to adults. They were not seen as productive workers and were often fed insufficiently. Though slave owners viewed children as future laborers and financial assets, they struggled to balance the immediate cost of care with potential long-term profits. In many cases, their survival was seen merely as a means to an end. In the United States, unlike many other regions involved in the transatlantic slave trade, the enslaved population sustained itself through breeding rather than continuous importation. By the time the transatlantic slave trade officially ended in 1808, less than 1 million slaves had been brought to the United States. Yet by 1860, that number had grown to 3.9 million, with over half under the age of 20. This starkly illustrates the vast number of children born into slavery within the American system. The lives of these children were shaped by the whims of their enslavers. Living conditions were dire, often determined by the benevolence of the master. On plantations, infants were cared for by the elderly or older children, while their mothers returned to work. Food was sparse and inadequate, often described as pot liquor, a thin vegetable broth. Malnutrition was common, leading to visible signs like swollen bellies and shiny skin. Clothing was another area of neglect. Young children wore basic garments, often shared or replaced only when absolutely necessary. Many went naked, their needs disregarded in favor of preserving resources for adult laborers. Housing was similarly grim. Cramped quarters with minimal furnishings were the norm, and family structures were frequently torn apart. Enslaved marriages weren't recognized, and children were often separated from their parents. Labor and punishment. From a very young age, enslaved children were thrust into labor. Tasks included fetching water, tending animals, and assisting in household chores. Boys were sometimes taught trades like blacksmithing, while girls were often put to work spinning or sewing. By age 10, many transitioned to grueling fieldwork. The threat of being sold loomed over every enslaved child. Although laws were eventually introduced to prevent the sale of children under 10, these measures were inconsistently applied. Children were often paraded naked at auctions, their bodies scrutinized for strength and health. The fear of separation from family was a constant shadow. The lasting impact. For enslaved children, childhood was fleeting. They were conditioned to accept their roles as subservient and obedient laborers. Their futures were marked by relentless work, abuse, and the constant threat of punishment or death. The tragic stories of children like Harriet, who passed away at just 4 years old due to being overworked, serve as a haunting reminder of the cruelty they endured. Infant and child mortality rates among enslaved populations were alarmingly high, particularly in harsh plantation environments. A legacy of pain. The institution of slavery aimed to strip children of their humanity, reducing them to mere tools for labor. They lived in constant fear, knowing that any disobedience could lead to whipping, torture, or even death, all without recourse. They were seen not as human beings, but as property to be exploited. Let us not forget the harrowing experiences of these children. Their resilience and strength in the face of unimaginable suffering deserve to be remembered and honored. What are your thoughts on this painful chapter of history? Let us know in the comments below. If you'd like to see more content like this, please support our channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. Together, we can continue uncovering and sharing these important stories. Thank you for watching,